The concept of jihad is one of the most misunderstood and misrepresented aspects of Islam, both by some non-Muslims and by extremist groups who distort its meaning. In essence, jihad is a rich and multi-layered concept in Islam, primarily meaning struggle or striving. It refers to the effort a Muslim makes to live according to their faith and to please God. Here is a detailed breakdown of its meaning and the common misconceptions. The true concept of jihad in Islam. Jihad is broadly categorized into two main types, the greater jihad and the lesser jihad. Al-Jihad al-Akbar, the greater jihad. This is considered the most important and constant struggle. It is the internal, spiritual struggle against one's own soul, nafs. What it entails: striving to overcome base desires, temptations, and negative traits like greed, arrogance, anger, and laziness. It involves purifying the heart, cultivating good character, and constantly striving to be a better person and a more devout Muslim. Evidence: the Prophet Muhammad famously told his companions upon returning from a military expedition, "We have returned from the lesser jihad, physical fighting, to the greater jihad, the jihad of the soul." While the chain of this specific hadith is debated by scholars, its meaning is universally accepted in Islamic spirituality. Al-Jihad al-Asghar, the lesser jihad. This refers to the external, physical struggle. It is not synonymous with holy war. It has several forms, with the most regulated being defensive warfare. Struggle of the tongue and pen, jihad al-lisan, kalam, speaking the truth, advocating for justice, and spreading the message of Islam through peaceful and wise means. Struggle of the hand, jihad al-yad, taking physical action to correct a wrong or prevent injustice in a peaceful manner. Struggle of the sword, jihad as-sayf. This is the aspect most people associate with jihad, armed struggle. In Islamic law, this is highly regulated and is only permissible under strict conditions, which include purely defensive, to fight in self-defense when Muslims are attacked or persecuted and driven from their homes. The Quran says, permission to fight has been given to those who are being fought because they were wronged, and indeed, Allah is competent to give them victory. Quran 22:39. To stop oppression, to relieve oppression and protect houses of worship, including churches and synagogues. And if Allah did not check one set of people by means of another, monasteries, churches, synagogues, and mosques, wherein the name of Allah is much mentioned, would surely have been pulled down. Quran 22:40. As a last resort, after all peaceful means have been exhausted, declared by a legitimate ruler, it is not an individual's right to declare war. This was the prerogative of a legitimate Muslim ruler or state. Rules of conduct in warfare. Even the lesser jihad, Islamic law places strict ethical constraints on warfare, which are often ignored by extremists. Do not kill non-combatants, civilians, women, children, the elderly, monks, and farmers are explicitly protected. Do not destroy infrastructure. Crops, trees, and buildings cannot be destroyed. Do not torture or mutilate. Honor treaties and agreements. Show mercy. The Prophet forbade killing anyone who is wounded or who has surrendered. Common misconceptions about jihad. Extremist groups and Islamophobes have promoted a distorted version of jihad. Here are the facts that counter the misconceptions. Misconception: jihad means holy war. Reality: the Arabic term for holy war is not found in the Quran or the core Islamic texts. Jihad means struggle or striving. The term holy war was coined during the Crusades and projected onto Islam. Misconception: the Quran commands Muslims to kill all non-Muslims. Reality: this misconception often stems from quoting verses out of their historical and textual context. Verses that command fighting were revealed during a specific period of defensive warfare. Other verses provide the general rule of peaceful coexistence: there shall be no compulsion in, acceptance of, the religion. Quran 2-256, and if they incline to peace, then incline to it, also. Quran 8-61. The famous command to kill the polytheists 9-5 is specifically about those Arab tribes who had violated their peace treaties and were actively at war with the Muslim community in Medina. Misconception: Jihad is the sixth pillar of Islam. Reality: it is not. The 5 pillars of Islam, testimony of faith, prayer, charity, fasting, pilgrimage, are the core acts of worship obligatory for every Muslim. While jihad is an important concept, it is not a pillar. For most Muslims, their primary jihad is the internal, spiritual one. Misconception: suicide bombings are an act of jihad. Reality: mainstream Islamic scholarship universally condemns suicide bombings that target civilians. They are considered a major sin for 2 primary reasons. Suicide is forbidden. Taking one's own life is strictly prohibited in Islam. And do not kill yourselves. Indeed, Allah is to you ever merciful. Quran 4:29. Killing civilians is forbidden, as stated in the rules of war above. Misconception: jihad is only about violence and warfare. Reality: as explained, the highest form of jihad is non-violent. A student striving for knowledge, a person working to support their family honestly, someone speaking out against injustice, all these can be forms of jihad. In conclusion, in summary, the core concept of jihad in Islam is striving in the way of God. For the vast majority of Muslims, this means a daily, personal struggle to live a moral and pious life. The concept of regulated, defensive warfare exists within Islamic law, but is surrounded by strict ethical rules that are completely violated by terrorist organizations. The actions of extremist groups who kill indiscriminately are a betrayal of Islamic principles, not a representation of them. They have taken a nuanced and disciplined spiritual and legal concept and twisted it into a nihilistic ideology of violence.